Hi there guys, welcome back to Classic Shack, and today you join me in the shack working on the Mk2. So let's spin this camera around and show you what I'm going to be up to today. Okay, so we've still got the car sort on its side. Let's go inside it. So this is the last area that I repaired, but from the wheel arch side. So this is the new panel I put in. So I'm going to, where all the welds have penetrated through here, I'm just going to just knock the tops of them off really, tidy that up a little bit. I've got a hole here where this overlap panel has rusted through, so I'll put a repair patch over the top of this, like cut out the rust obviously and put that back how it's meant to be. Try and tidy up some of this old seam sealer where it's rusted, melted, where I've been welding, and then possibly clean up that weld there while I'm at it. And then it doesn't look like I've treated the inside of the tub when I put that in, so I'm going to rust treat that probably while I'm here. Also, let's come out of the car and into the boot. I mentioned while I was doing the inner arch that this piece here is a patch that a previous owner had put in. I'm going to take that out. The same with this side, tidy up the welds a little bit and rust treat this part of the arch or the tub. Probably clean up that section while I'm at it. So yeah, let's get on with that. Okay, I have tidied up the welds around there. I've given it a quick clean. I'm just about to put a little bit of like rust converter stuff on it. But yeah, it's come up not too bad. I should probably take all the paint off here, but that looks like rust, but it's the brown paint. But I think it's all right. I think I might just put the rust converter over it just to make sure. Okay, I've got the car a bit more on its side now, so it's a bit easier for me to get to, but I have cut out this piece that rotted out. I've etch primed it, then I ground down the welds that were along here, cleaned off the seam sealer from here, put a bit of rust treatment on it. But I've noticed I've got a pinhole there, so, and there. So when I weld this little plate in that I'm about to make, I will fill these at the same time. So yeah, here's my next job. Make that little plate to sit in there. I'll weld it around the edge, one like plug weld in the middle. Okay, so that's that little area repaired, pinhole filled in there, and then I cut this out, cleaned up underneath, etch primed, made a little patch, welded it in, puddle welded it as well. Okay, so I've still been working in the same area, the near side rear arch and tub, and yeah, I'm quite happy with how this tub's looking now. I just had to refill a little hole. I've cleaned up all this section in here and around here, and that is like rust sort of treater on it now. This area here has been repaired by somebody else, so I've cleaned up the welds best I can, and then took all the underseal off because there was paint over the underseal, so I've tidied all that up. I took all the underseal off, or like stone guard that was along this panel here, all the way down, and the underside. A previous repair, I think I did this. I just flushed off the welds a bit better there. So I'm going to come back now and put a little bit of epoxy primer on it. Okay, so I've got a bit of epoxy primer on it now. Okay, new day. I've finished off the underside of the wheel tub, so I'll just flick you around and show you that. So I ended up tidying up a previous repair that's here, cleaning all the underseal off that's under the bottom of this wheel well. This section's all complete. I think I did that in the last video, in fact. I can't remember, I'm losing track of days. I tidied up all this area in here, rust treated it, and then epoxy primered it. I took off all the like underseal that somebody'd put on all down here around the rear valance. I tidied up a repair that was on the tank well. What else to do? Tiny little repair on this corner. But yeah, let's go around the other side and show you what I'm going to do today. So today I'm going to tackle this mess. So this is the inside of the passenger side rear tub, and my plan is to remove this part of a patch that a previous owner has put in. Basically it rotted out down here. I've put a new panel in there, but they'd put a big panel over all of it. So I'm just going to cut this piece off from the inside here, tidy up all these welds. I'll end up seam sealing this, and then here where that previous repair was, I'm going to try and tidy that up. I don't like how it's overlapped like that, so I'll tidy that up somehow and then clean up all this area. I feel like I've already done a repair in here. I think there was an overlap panel that went all the way over here, and I cut that panel off and butt welded it to the original floor because it was all okay. They just basically used a whole panel rather than using what they had to. So yeah, next job is tidy this area up. I'm not going to worry about this surface rust. I think I'm going to do that when the car's back on the ground. So yeah, I think that's my plan. I'm going to try and do all work that will affect anything on the underside of the car. So any welding that needs doing that affects the underside, I won't worry about cleaning it up too much, because if it doesn't need welding, I think if I'm just sanding on it, it won't affect the paint from the underside. And then once I can get everything so it's sorted from the underside, in theory I could wrap to the underside while it's on this spit and then take it off the spit. That's my thinking at the minute anyway. I'm a little way off that, as you can see, but yeah, that's my thinking for the minute. So let's get on with that mess. Right, so I've made a start cleaning this up. I've cleaned off the underseal that the previous owner had put across this section here. I removed that patch. As you can see, there was nothing behind it. It was just literally overlapped for no reason. I've started to clean this up. I'm not going to go mad over there because I'll do that when the car's back on the ground, but I'm just going to finish cleaning this section up. I'm going to trim back. See if you can see it. There's an overlap here from where the previous owner repaired it, so I'm going to trim that back, and then round here, and then there's a patch here, and I don't know what that is because it doesn't look like there's any damage on the outside, so I think I'm going to take that patch off as well, because it'll only bug me if I don't do it now. So yeah, cut that off, have a look what's behind this patch. Okay, so I cut that small bit off, and as you can see there, whoever repaired it before didn't put any rust preventative or anything behind it. So it's just started rusting behind it, which is why I don't like having these overlapped panels. And here there's little gaps in it, so I will tidy that up. And then I've cleaned off this bit here, or started to, before I cut this patch out. So I'll clean up this, smooth that edge down to where it's butted up, clean all this area up, so then that won't get to the point where it's rusting right the way through. Okay, so I've cleaned this bit up. I've got some holes now to fill in, some around here, some there, some here. So that's much better than having the overlap and then that rotting out again. And then this bit here, I've cut out the centre of that patch because I can't see any damage on the back skin, so I'm not really sure why that's in there, unless it's a continuation of this patch, but it looks like they've welded it along here, so I'm just going to carry on trimming that out, grind all the welds down, because I don't think there's any reason for having that there. So yeah, let's crack on with getting this out. Right, I've cleaned this area up now. I took this plate off here, there was no damage at all behind it, but where I've ground the welds through, I've gone through the metal there, made it really thin. So I'll end up having to do a repair there, and then like I said before, same here, some repairs there, and then a couple there, some there. So I think I'll do all of them from the underside of the car or the back of the car. It'll be easier for me. And yeah, it's a bit of a dirty job. Right, I'm going to end this video here. I've started to repair some of the holes in the floor that I found, and then because I'm not sure when I'm going to come back to it, I've just covered it in like rust preventative, because it was all bare metal, so it won't do it any harm to have all that on it. Okay, so that's a little bit more work done on the old Mk2 Escort. So yeah, if you stayed this long, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, consider subscribing, leave me a comment, like the video, you know, all the usual stuff. And then until the next one, see you all later.